The academy courtyard wakes under banners promising excellence, while whispers slice through the concrete air. A lone student moves carefully, aware every stain on his jacket tells a story others mock. Prestige surrounds him, yet none of it belongs to him. Inside classrooms polished by donations, respect is currency he never holds. Instructors speak of merit while recoiling from his presence, as if poverty were contagious. Every gesture reminds him he is tolerated, never welcomed. When asked about ambition, he answers honestly, saying integrity matters more than status. Laughter ripples, misunderstood as weakness. He doesn't defend himself. Survival has taught him restraint costs less than pride. His life outside these gates is louder and harsher. Concrete dust clings to everything where his father labors, every shift traded for tuition receipts and overdue notices. The city profits from effort, not loyalty. The foreman counts minutes like money, warning productivity determines survival. Medical leave, insurance, even rest are luxuries the site does not recognize. One misstep means replacement by someone hungrier. Night returns them to a building the city forgot to finish demolishing. Wind howls through exposed beams, and wires hum like tired insects. It is shelter by definition, not comfort by design. Dinner is improvised, optimism rationed. The older man promises things he cannot schedule, believing intention counts. The younger listens, knowing belief sometimes keeps despair from winning. Morning heat steals sleep, pushing them outdoors. A shop window blares news of fabricated wonders, selling distraction more than truth. For a moment, they watch together, pretending amazement is free. Inside the neighboring shop, polished gadgets promise transformation. One item mirrors what wealthy classmates flaunt, a symbol priced far beyond reach. Desire sharpens, colliding with reality in silence. The refusal is firm, born from arithmetic, not cruelty. Anger flashes, then shame follows quickly behind. Consequences arrive as fast as regret, leaving a bruise neither can discuss. Work ends late, exhaustion guiding the older man toward places others avoid. Scrap yards become alternative markets where discarded value waits unnoticed. Poverty teaches creative procurement. Between broken screens and twisted metal, something intact interrupts routine. Smooth, sealed, and oddly warm, it doesn't belong among the refuse. Curiosity outweighs caution. High above, unseen machinery hums and fades, leaving no witnesses. The city swallows anomalies daily, indifferent to miracles without invoices. The man pockets the find, unaware of its cost. Back home, the object is presented as a gift, framed as improvement over unattainable luxuries. Skepticism softens into reluctant acceptance. Hope doesn't need proof, only possibility. At the academy, ridicule returns sharper. The object is mocked as trash, its owner as delusional. Words escalate into physical threats that draw a crowd eager for spectacle. He defends the only thing that feels like his, earning bruises and discipline in equal measure. Authority intervenes too late, more concerned with order than justice. Night falls heavy with frustration. Voices rise, blaming circumstances, blaming dreams. The sealed object vibrates faintly, ignored amid human noise. When silence finally settles, light leaks where it shouldn't. The object opens, defying logic, projecting shapes that bend the room's geometry. Fear replaces anger instantly. A vision unfolds of tools repairing themselves, powered by something finite and precious. The message is clear without words. Miracles borrow time, and repayment is inevitable. When the light fades, something alive remains, small and unfamiliar. Or replaces fear, responsibility eclipses desire. Their lives have quietly crossed a threshold that cannot be uncrossed. By morning, the small being mimics simple movements, responding to touch like a learning machine. It repairs a cracked wire with effortless precision, then slumps, dimmer than before. Help carries a cost, and instinctively, they both feel it. At the academy, confidence follows him like borrowed armor. The presence hidden in his bag feels like leverage against humiliation. For the first time, he imagines control over a system designed to exclude him. Tests loom, reputations at stake. In a tiled restroom, improvised tools emerge, translating others' answers into certainty. Cheating feels justified when fairness never applied. Results astonish faculty and students alike. Applause rings hollow, suspicion sharper than praise. Achievement without pedigree threatens institutional comfort. Physical classes become spectacle when impossible performance shatters records. Equipment strains, liability alarms ring in instructors' minds. Talent suddenly looks like risk. Administrators whisper about insurance exposure and falsified metrics. Excellence without explanation threatens funding audits. Attention turns predatory. Back at work, the older man boasts of success he barely understands. Co-workers congratulate him, while supervisors question integrity. Numbers invite scrutiny. A supervisor implies records don't match performance, hinting at fraud. Wages and contracts depend on honesty. Pride curdles into fear. Confrontation erupts at home. The truth surfaces in fragments, each heavier than the last. Trust fractures, replaced by rules meant to protect futures. The device is confiscated, turned into a silent ultimatum. Earn success honestly, or lose miracles entirely. Consequences finally feel real. Determination replaces shortcuts. Study stretches late, mistakes corrected without assistance. Progress is slower, but sturdier. High above the city, a routine lift turns catastrophic. A cable slips, metal screams, and gravity claims control. Safety protocols fail faster than apologies. Emergency sirens cut through dust as bodies scatter. Liability calculations begin before blood dries. The fall is survivable, they say, if luck agrees. At the academy, results arrive clean and earned. Relief floods briefly, then collapses under a summons. Celebration is postponed indefinitely. Hospitals replace classrooms. Machines hum where voices should be. Prognoses arrive packaged in legal language, distancing responsibility. Loss settles without permission. Paperwork follows grief, outlining benefits too small to matter. The city resumes indifferently. Night brings bargaining prayers and impossible wishes. Somewhere, the confiscated being stirs, sensing absence like a vacuum. In a sterile room, the creature expends everything repairing what cannot be fixed. Each pulse dims it further, a finite battery draining willingly. Morning brings impossible breath. Recovery defies medical explanation, triggering investigations. Miracles create audits. Reunion is quiet, fragile. Gratitude battles confusion, while the small savior collapses into dormancy. Saving one life has emptied another. Days pass with the inert companion carried everywhere. Hope becomes ritual, not expectation. Loss reshapes priorities without asking. Whispers return, targeting the bag. Curiosity sharpens into aggression, driven by entitlement. Ownership is challenged publicly. The inert being is seized, prodded, tested. Tools fail to penetrate its casing, inflaming frustration. Value without access breeds violence. A struggle breaks out, drawing authority. Intervention restores order without justice. Damage is assessed in detention hours. At home, exhaustion overtakes fear. The sealed form remains unchanged, like a promise deferred. Acceptance inches closer. Summer arrives with heat and unpaid bills. Construction resumes under stricter contracts, safety clauses rewritten after incident reports. Survival continues, conditional. A distant hum interrupts a school picnic. Shadows move against clouds in coordinated silence. The sealed object vibrates for the first time since collapse. Lights descend without spectacle, efficient and brief. Figures emerge identical to the dormant being, purposeful and calm. Ownership questions evaporate instantly. They gather around the inert form, exchanging signals beyond language. Assessment replaces sentiment. A decision forms quickly. Energy transfers like a collective donation, draining none completely. Cooperation restores what sacrifice alone could not. Systems succeed where individuals fail. Revival is gentle, deliberate. The creature stirs, not as before, but stabilized. Limits are enforced, lessons learned. Authorities arrive too late, documenting nothing. Without contracts or jurisdiction, they leave empty-handed. Some assets can't be seized. The visitors depart as quietly as they came, mission complete. No rewards offered, no debts claimed. Balance restored, ledger closed. Life resumes with altered understanding. Power is temporary, integrity permanent. The Academy's banners flutter unchanged. At home, plans are modest and honest. Education continues without shortcuts, work without illusions. Progress is slower, real. The creature remains present, observing more than intervening. Assistance now requires consent and restraint. Trust replaces dependency. Bills are paid incrementally, dignity intact. The city notices nothing, as always. Change happens quietly or not at all. At the Academy, respect shifts subtly, earned through consistency. No miracles accompany effort this time. Results feel heavier, deserved. The sky remains ordinary, free of signs. Yet possibility lingers, conditional on restraint. Some doors stay closed by choice. They move forward without spectacle, carrying lessons heavier than gifts. What changed them wasn't power, but its price. The story settles into consequence, complete and unambiguous. Weeks pass, and the Academy announces a scholarship review tied to verified merit. Rumors spread about audits and donor oversight. Opportunity now comes wrapped in scrutiny rather than hope. Counselors question backgrounds, expenses, and living conditions with clinical detachment. Every answer feels like testimony. Advancement demands transparency he was never trained for. At work, safety inspections intensify after the accident. Contractors renegotiate liability coverage, shifting costs downward. Survival requires signing terms no one reads twice. Evenings fill with calculation rather than dreams. Tuition projections, medical deductions, and rent compete for priority. Numbers replace fear, because numbers can be managed. The small being observes quietly, intervening only to stabilize flickering power or seal leaks. Assistance is minimal, intentional. It has learned restraint from human failure. At school, intimidation fades into avoidance. Bullies seek easier targets, uninterested in resilience. Respect, once absent, now exists through absence of conflict. An unexpected offer arrives, partial tuition coverage contingent on performance benchmarks. It's not charity, but investment. Failure clauses are highlighted in bold. The older man hesitates, wary of contracts that promise uplift. Experience has taught him generosity often hides traps. Still, opportunity outweighs suspicion. Signatures are exchanged without ceremony. Lives pivot quietly on ink. Responsibility settles heavier than excitement. The Academy shifts expectations immediately. Extra coursework replaces leniency, mentorship replaces neglect. Support arrives late but persistent. Fatigue becomes routine. Sleep shortens, focus sharpens. Effort finally correlates with outcome. At the construction site, productivity bonuses replace overtime. The older man adjusts, pacing himself to avoid mistakes. Survival now depends on longevity, not speed. The small being begins signaling at night, projecting unfamiliar star patterns. Departure protocols activate quietly. Its mission is complete. Understanding comes without translation. Presence was temporary by design. Attachment was never the objective. No pleas are made, no bargains offered. Gratitude replaces dependency. Goodbyes are silent agreements. Before leaving, it restores the structure's integrity permanently, sealing hazards. A final investment with no return expected. Departure is efficient, unnoticed by the city. No witnesses, no evidence. Some exits are designed to be forgotten. The space it leaves behind feels larger, not emptier. Self-reliance fills the gap slowly. Months pass. Grades stabilize above thresholds. Funding continues. No miracles intervene. Consistency becomes the advantage. The older man transitions into a safety role, modestly paid but sustainable. Experience finally counts as value. Their home evolves from shelter into stability. Repairs replace improvisation. Pride returns quietly. The Academy's banners change slogans, promising inclusion. Systems adapt slowly, but adapt nonetheless. Graduation approaches without spectacle. Achievement feels heavier than celebration. Survival reshapes ambition. Offers arrive modest but real. Apprenticeships, not miracles. Progress measured in steps, not leaps. They choose sustainability over prestige. The city rewards endurance more than brilliance. The junkyard is avoided now, remembered as a threshold crossed. Some resources should remain untouched. Night skies remain silent. Expectation fades into acceptance. Not all help is meant to last. Years later, memory dulls edges but not lessons. Integrity outlives assistance. The city continues exploiting effort, but cracks appear. Safety improves, oversight increases. Change arrives incrementally. The Academy cites success stories without context. Narratives simplify struggle. Reality remains complex. At home, laughter returns naturally, unforced. Stability proves more powerful than wonder. The reinforced building is eventually sold legally, its value recognized at last. Ownership transfers cleanly. Proceeds fund education and healthcare, practical investments. Miracles convert into infrastructure. The past becomes reference, not anchor. Trauma informs choices without dictating them. No further contact arrives. Silence confirms completion. Closure doesn't announce itself. The lesson endures. Shortcuts distort systems. Sacrifice repairs them temporarily. Structure sustains them. Life continues without spectacle, defined by earned momentum. That was always the point. Somewhere beyond sight, systems function as designed. Intervention ends when balance holds. What changed everything was not the visitor, but what remained after it left. The story closes on consequence, not wonder. Lives rebuilt through effort stand complete, stable, and unambiguous. 10 years on, the city has layered over its scars. New facades mask old foundations, but load-bearing truths remain unchanged. He works as a compliance engineer now, specialized in safety systems others overlook. His value lies in preventing what never makes headlines. Colleagues don't know his history, and he doesn't offer it. Competence has replaced explanation. Colleagues don't know his history, and he doesn't offer it. Competence has replaced explanation. They live separately now, connected by routine rather than dependence. Stability makes distance safe. The Academy closed its old campus and rebranded. Inclusion became policy, then marketing, then habit. Improvement arrived unevenly, but it arrived. No trace of the visitor remains, no records, no anomalies. Whatever corrected the imbalance left nothing to worship. Sometimes, during inspections, he recognizes familiar structural fixes, elegant, minimal, permanent. He never documents them. He teaches new hires one principle above all others. Systems fail slowly, then suddenly. Prevention is invisible work. Nothing miraculous returns. Nothing needs to. The city stands, not because it was saved, but because enough people learned how to hold it up.